Batting left, the pitch by Cahill is on the way, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 59 degrees, cloudy skies above the ballpark. Tolbert, Harris, and Mauer for the Twins, and the pitch by Trevor Cahill is taken inside in the count 1-1. A's in the home whites, the Twins, the road grays. Trevor Cahill 3-5, a 4.21 ERA. The A's right-hander throws. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bounce to second, right to Kennedy, who fields and throws, and that's the way the ball game begins. Tolbert is out 4-3. Brendan Harris coming up. A's with the gloves today. Derek Barton's at first. Adam Kennedy at second. Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop. Jack Hanahan's over at third. Behind the plate is Landon Powell. The outfield for the A's today, it's Matt Holliday in left, and center Rajai Davis and Jack Cust out and right. And Brendan Harris batting at 288. Standing in for Minnesota, they're 30-31. The A's are 26-32. Trevor Cahill at the age of 21, ready, throws. Here it is. That's taken for a strike on the outside corner. Hello, Ray.
Well, it's getting bright here today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting a little brighter, minute by minute.
Let's hope it doesn't go the other direction.
Outfield, a gap in left center field. Harris, a right-handed hitter, and the pitch taken outside 1-1. How you been? You know, we don't get to see you that often anymore.
We're all doing baseball. It's just
that's right.
Just the plexiglass that separates us.
Fosse on the radio, swing and a miss, and the count 1-2 strikes. Now, what's your schedule for the weekend over in San Francisco?
All I know is tomorrow night the A's are playing the Giants, and I'm working. I'll be in the booth.
Are you wearing ties, or are you going to go radio casual?
No, it'll be tie tomorrow.
Now, what about Saturday?
That's to be determined. I think there's something.
That's to be determined. That's the day after tomorrow.
It's a little bit different day.
Here's the 1-2 to Harris. It's on the way. Swung on a miss, and down he goes on a sinker. Harris strikes out quickly, 2 away.
Might be joining the Giants telecast.
Wow.
Well, the A's can't televise, which is something, I guess, contractually a couple of games against the Giants. We can't do it on Comcast Sportsnet California, so rumor has it I'll be in with Kruk and Mr. Miller.
Wow. So a three-man booth over there.
Three-man booth.
Saturday night baseball, so to speak.
Well, they have to have some A's presence in there.
Right. So Miller, Krukow, and Fosse taken for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
And it's not on Comcast. And there are, I guess, 2 games, one in San Francisco and one here, that would be on their Channel 11, I think.
That's correct. That'd be Saturday.
Yeah.
2 out, nobody on. The 1-0 pitch. Off speed, swung out a miss by Joe Mauer. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's like the days of Jim Palmer and Keith Jackson and Howard Cosell.
Which one are you going to be, Ray?
Howard Cosell.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Mauer by Cahill. Swung on, foul, back out of play. Joe Mauer. He's amazing.
There's no doubt. He is the best.
He's hitting at .415, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs. He's 6 for 13 on the series.
You know, he's a complete package, and that's the best thing about him as a catcher. You like everything that he does, handling the pitching staff and what he has done throwing, especially with his size, his height, to be able to get up quickly to make the accurate throws.
Here's the 1-2 on the way by Cahill. Swung on a drive into center field. Rajai Davis coming over toward right center. He's right there to make the catch. Mauer flies out. The Twins go down 1-2-3 with the A's coming up in the bottom half.
Extra
2-3 in the top half, and it's Cabrera, Kennedy, and Cuss for the A's against Nick Blackburn. He's one of the toughest young right-handers in the American League. He's 5-2. The ERA is 3.30. Cabrera batting at .234. The A's have to get the offense going. Of course, that's been an ongoing story this year. Just 19 hits for the A's over the last 4 games. Orlando, 2 for 10 on the series, and Blackburn ready, and the right-hander throws. And that's taken for a strike in the outside corner. John Hirschbeck is the plate umpire. At first is Wally Bell, Marty Foster at second, Chad Fairchild at third.
John Hirschbeck will call some strikes.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. It's on the way. Swung on, bounce to the right side. Taken a second by Tolbert, and he throws him out. 1 away. Cabrera's out. We've seen Hirschbeck over the years when the strike zone went from the left-handed batter's box to the right-handed batter's box.
You know, he takes exception to that. I remember talking to him one time. And, you know, he said, "I'm just a fair umpire. I make sure the guys swing the bat, and which is a good idea, and that's the way it should be. You don't want to see guys coming up, take, and expecting the umpire to call them balls. So, yeah, if he has to expand it just a little bit, so be it."
Here is the pitch to Kennedy. Strike on the outside corner. He's fair. It's just that home plate is 10 feet wide.
Well, it's his getaway day.
That's right. So here's the pitch to Kennedy on the way. The 0-1 by Blackburn. Taken inside, 1-1. No score. 1 out, bottom of the first.
You know, Ken, you're talking about the A's offense. Remember, just recently in the 7-game winning streak, the A's took advantage of the wildness of the Baltimore Orioles, drew some walks, helped them win some games. Twins don't walk a lot of guys, so they've got to hit their way on.
No question. The pitch to Kennedy is swung on to miss. Now the count 1-2. 13th start for Blackburn. His last start was in Seattle on Saturday. He went 7. He allowed 6 hits and a run, had a no decision. Twins lost 2 out of 3 in that series against the Mariners. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on a fly ball to right. Coming on from right field is Jason Kubel. He's right there, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Setting the Twins defensively with Justin Morneau DHing today. Brian Busher at first base. At second is Matt Tolbert. The shortstop, Brendan Harris. Joe Creedy's over at third. Joe Mauer behind the plate. Delman Young in left. Michael Kadire in center field. Jason Kubel's in right. Denard Span, who left the ball game 2 days ago with dizziness, is not with the team.
Well, if you're dealing with dizziness, you better get it checked out, and I don't blame you for going home. And I happy to see Aaron Cunningham back last night.
Here's Cuss batting .231, a big swing and a foul ball. And actually, Kadire finished up the game last night in center field after Kubel pinch hit, leading off in the 8th inning and tied the game with that center field home run. Changeup from Michael Wirtz.
Yeah, just as he said, threw it a little bit too hard, left it up, and yeah, it's almost like a batting practice fastball. And not the true changeup he's looking for.
It was 84, belt high. Cuss, the line drive down the right field line in the corner. Fair ball bouncing off the wall. Cuss turning it first, going to second. Kubel plays it back, and Jack Cuss, a stand-up double down the right field line. So the A's had their first hit.
You know, the one thing about a pitching staff that throws strikes, it helps the hitter. It should anyway. I mean, they can make good pitches, but if a hitter knows the pitcher's going to be around the plate, he definitely doesn't have to worry about being patient in a sense to try to get a good pitch. He's going to get plenty.
Blackburn's walked only 21 in 77 innings this year. In his rookie campaign a year ago, Blackburn 11-11 and a 4.05 ERA. Led the Twins with 193 innings. Here's Matt Holliday, right-handed hitter, runner at second, 2 out, bottom of the first, no score. Matt takes inside, and it's 1-0. How loud was it when Holliday got hit by that pitch last night on the knee?
Well, you know, they talk about pain threshold. Matt Holliday's off the charts. I mean, to see him hobble around, and of course he's very fortunate didn't hit him right in the kneecap. Got him off to the side, which is bad enough by itself, but it's remarkable that he could even stay in the game, much less play today.
Close stance. The pitch to Matt is blooped in a short right. Long run. Kubel coming on, reaching down, and he makes the catch. So Kubel takes it right off the grass in right field. Holliday flies out. Cuss left at second, and after 1, no score. There's no score. It's Morneau, Kubel, and Creedy for Minnesota against Trevor Cahill. Justin Morneau, another great year in progress, batting .338, 16 home runs, 54 RBIs. Left-handed hitter. And the pitch, Cahill delivers, and Morneau takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
It's amazing how he was able to handle a high fastball a couple of nights ago. And, you know, he's got a great strike zone, but he goes out of the strike zone very well.
The 0-1 pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. He didn't like it. Well, when you're an RBI guy, how important is it sometimes to expand your zone?
All the time. It's great. And that's his job, to drive in runs, and he does a great job of it.
Here's the 0-2, just outside 1-2. 338. Ichiro is leading the American League at 359. 16 home runs. Mark Teixeira has 19. Here's the 1-2 to Morneau, and it's taken outside off speed, 2-2. And then the 54 RBIs, Jason Bay of the Red Sox has 56. Outfield, a gap in right center field. The pitch by Cahill on the way. Swung on, bounce to the right side. He's right. Kennedy can't get it. It's under his glove into right center field for a base hit. Now wide turn by Morneau. He gets back to first as Rajay Davis plays it back. So Kennedy went to his right. The ball hit to the right of the second base bag, and Adam tried to make the backhanded play and couldn't corral it.
You know, like Mauer, for big guys, Morneau and Mauer both run well. It might have been tough to throw him out anyway.
His 6th hit of the series. Between them, Mauer and Morneau have 12 hits this week. And that'll bring up Jason Kubel, is batting .309, 9 home runs, 35 RBIs. Left-handed hitter, takes outside 1-0. Kubel bats .350 against right-handed pitching, and he hits .170 against lefties. All of his home runs against right-handers this year. Here's the pitch by Cahill, swung on, lined into right center field. That's a base hit. Morneau to second, turning second, puts on the brakes. Cuss plays it back, and the Twins, with nobody out, have runners at first and second. And Creedy's coming up.
Guess Morneau didn't want to test like Mauer did on Davis a couple days ago, but Kadire earlier in the series, they've been very aggressive running the bases, trying to go first to third in certain situations. And Todd Steverson has talked about having the A's outfielders trying to get to the ball a little more aggressively, quicker, at least to kind of give the impression that the Twins may not want to take that extra base.
Now Joe Creedy, a right-handed hitter, 2 on and nobody out. Top of the second, no score. Cahill delivers a strike on the outside corner with a fastball at 92.
Well, the surprising thing, when Kadire went first to third, Cust had the perfect throw on line. Surprisingly, Cabrera cut it off. I mean, he threw it at the right height to keep the runner first, so at least let the ball go through, and Hanahan thought he'd had him.
Here's the pitch to Creedy, the 0-1, taken outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. First year with the Twins for Joe Creedy. He missed most of the last 2 months of last season. A lot of back problems over the years. Hit .248 for the White Sox last year with 17 home runs. Right-handed hitter. Morneau at second, Kubel at first. The pitch by the right-hander is bounced off the foot of Creedy. Foul ball on the count, 1-2. For Trevor Cahill, his last start was against the Orioles on Saturday here. 6 innings, 6 hits, and 2 runs. Won the game 9-4. In his last 4 starts, his ERA is 2.88. The A's starting pitching for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, Ray, has just been sensational.
And remember those 2 games? It was Braden and Cahill back-to-back, total of 18 runs between the 2 and the run support.
Now the runners lead from first and second. Here's the 1-2 to Joe Creedy, just outside 2-2. And this is the 9th time in the last 11 games that the A's starting pitcher has been a rookie. Outfield, a gap in left center field. Cahill at the belt. And here's the pitch to Joe Creedy, swung on a pop-up on the infield. It's going to be the second baseman Kennedy with a call. He's right there to make the catch. The infield fly rule invoked. Creedy pops out. Michael Kadire is coming up. 1 out, 2 on, top of the second, no score. Kadire batting .267.
What's his name?
Michael Kadire. A lot of people want to call him Cudyer.
That's a good idea.
Cuddyer. right-handed hitter playing center field today. Cahill's delivery is a bouncy ball to the hole, and the sprawling play to his right by Cabrera goes to second for one, over to first, not in time for two. Good play by Cabrera, saving a run, going to his right, sprawling in the dirt to the backhand side, and throwing to Kennedy at second for the force. Morneau goes to third, Cuddyer safe at first, and that's out number two.
Such a great play. I think Kennedy thought he might have a chance to get Cuddyer, even though he does run well, Cuddyer, but the most important thing, watching Kennedy get out of the way of the hard slide from Kubel coming in at second.
Boy, you're right. He almost got smoked over there.
But I think he learned after a couple of guys have already hit him.
Well, Kennedy is such a pro. So here's Brian Busher playing first base today, batting .203. Cahill ready. The pitch to Busher is taken low. So runners at first and third, two out. Top of the second, there is no score. Busher is a left-handed hitter, a home run, 7 RBIs. Cahill, first base side of the rubber. Set, ready, here's the pitch. And Busher, a dribbler down the third base line, a foul ball, and the count 1-1.
This is one instance I don't think Landon Powell needed the scouting report on the hitter, because they're very close friends from their college days at South Carolina, both former captains of that team. I'm sure Brian stepped in and said, hey, congratulations on becoming a father. And Landon said, get in the box. I'm trying to get you out.
Holden Davies Powell. Here's the delivery taken outside 2-1 2 days ago. Wife Allison and Landon, proud parents. Holden Davies.
They get the room next to Gina and Bobby Crosby.
That's right.
Happening so fast.
That's the new A's maternity wing, which will be continuing throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1. It's on the way. And Busher takes ball 3. Where did that miss? And the count 3-1.
Well, Susie and Matt Davis started it. Or Matt Weiss, that is.
Now the runners lead from first and third. The 3-1 to Busher is swung on a fly ball to left. Playable. Holiday going back, angling toward the line. At the base of the warning track, he makes the catch. Runners left at first and third. The Twins fail to score after 1.5, 0-0. Giambi leads off for the A's. Bottom of the second. The sun is coming out in Oakland on this Thursday afternoon. Delightful conditions. No score in the ball game. And Giambi, Powell, and Barton for the A's against Nick Blackburn. Blackburn's from Oklahoma. Big kid, 6'4", 227. Lives in the Dallas area now, in Denton, Texas. 29th round pick in 2001. 26 years of age. The pitch to Giambi is swung on. Fly ball center field. Cuddyer going back, angling toward the track. He's back there to make the catch at the base of the warning track, about 15 feet to the left of the 400-foot mark. So Giambi flies out. That'll bring up Landon Powell. Tomorrow night in San Francisco at 7:15, Vin Mazzaro for the A's against Tim Lincecum.
Number 35.
And then 7:05 on Saturday for Josh Outman against the big unit. And 1:05 on Sunday for Brett Anderson and Matt Cain. Really great matchups,
That's right.
Ray.
Absolutely.
Those are great matchups. Bunch of kids except for the big unit. And now Landon Powell takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Be a fun one tomorrow night. At least pitching from Mazara. I don't know about swinging a bat against Lincecum.
I don't think for the hitters.
Yeah.
1 out, nobody on, no score. Landon Powell takes outside, and it's 1-1. Landon, a switch hitter batting left. He's hitting at .213. His 9th start behind the plate this year. Blackburn throws and a breaky ball taken inside, and it's 2-1.
They give Landon Powell a lot of credit for being able to deal with a hamstring injury. And he's been fighting through it. And most guys that have had hamstring injury know it's not easy to come back from on a healthy basis.
Here's the 2-1 pitch taken outside, 3-1. Big home run here against the Diamondbacks. With Kirk Gibson in the Diamondbacks dugout. And Landon could barely make it around the bases. Here's the 3-1 delivery by Blackburn. Swung on bloop down the left side, peeling off into foul territory and out of play. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So for the Athletics, 3-game series in San Francisco. The A's will fly to L.A. on Monday. That's an off day. Then next week, 3 games against the Dodgers and 3 against the Padres on the road. Powell, it's a drive into center, right to Kadire, going back a couple of steps, and he makes the catch. A well-hit ball right to the center fielder. It's 2 away, and that'll bring up Derek Barton. So a 9-game road trip. San Francisco, L.A., and San Diego. Then the A's back home to play 3 games against the Giants beginning on Monday night, June 22nd. 3 night games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The last 3 interleague games, a home series against Colorado, beginning on Friday, the 26th. There's a strike on the outside corner to Derek Barton. No balls and 1 strike. The last interleague game is on Sunday, the 28th. The pitch to Barton. Derek hits a drive into center field. Kadire went back. Now coming on. He's there in short left center. And Michael Kadire makes all 3 plays in the bottom of the 2nd. And after 2 is still no score. After 2 innings, no score. We go to the 3rd. And putting on his headset.
Let's go.
Strapping in and putting on the seatbelts.
Here we go.
Vince Cotroneo.
Delman Young stands in against Cahill. First pitch, he hits out of play down the right side, high in the air. Into foul ground goes Cust. He can't get to it. Chasing along is Barton. It bounces on the warning track and up into the seats for strike 1.
And with Delman Young, you could say swings at the first pitch. very rarely does he take a pitch.
He swings a lot, and he was fortunate to get a breaking ball that he could get the bat on up the middle past the draw in an infield last night, facing Andrew Bailey in a situation last night of the ninth inning when the game was still tied at 3, but he drove in what was the eventual winning run for Minnesota. 1-strike pitch, breaking ball off the plate outside. 1-1 on Young. He's only walked 5 times this year in 38 games.
279 on base.
Slugging isn't a whole lot better, just 282. And that's not what they thought they were getting from Tampa Bay. Swings and bounces one in the hole, diving to his left, Hanahan. Third baseman can't get it. It's through to left field. And Young is aboard with his 5th hit in the series. And before Matt Tolbert bats, we'll pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the A's radio network. On this Thursday here at the Coliseum. Top of the 3rd, no score with Ken Korak and Ray Fosse. Vince Cotroneo with you. Tolbert now batting. Switch hitter from the left side. Swings and pulls one on the ground to the first baseman, Barton. Fires to Cabrera. Touches second. Back to first. A double play. 3-6-3. Erases Young at second. And on one pitch, Trevor Cahill gets a couple of outs with that sinking fastball that has been so effective for him.
Well, Derek Barton has turned into an outstanding first baseman. He made that play so perfectly, threw the ball to second, and very quickly got back to first for the 3-6-3. Always try to keep the pitcher out of any sort of play like that if you can, and did it very nicely.
Nice coming inside, gave a good throw to Cabrera, the runner not a factor in that scenario. Now here comes Brendan Harris. Barton getting a chance to play at first base. Jack Huston right. And Jason Giambi, the DH, this afternoon. Fastball fouled at the plate for strike 1 for the Athletics as they play against the Twins today. This is game number 59 on the year. And this is their 50th different lineup. There's a little dribbler out in front of the plate, then it squirts off foul. On the first base side, it's 0-2.
Well, I think one of the best things is for Derek Barton to be here. It's unfortunate for the guys on the disabled list, but for Jason Giambi to be able to DH.
Saves his legs.
Absolutely. Gives him some time to just DH. And Barton, excellent first baseman, puts his bat in the lineup. And Travis Buck eligible to come back Sunday on the DL.
0-2 pitch, fastball just off the outside corner. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he should be good to go on Sunday in San Francisco.
I think he was good to go about 48 hours after they put him on the disabled list. 1-2 pitch, bounce on the left side, charging in is Cabrera, takes the second out, throws on the run, gets Harris, and the inning is over. 3 ground balls in the inning for Cahill, and we're on to the bottom of the 3rd, no score. For the Athletics, a scoreless game against Nick Blackburn and the Minnesota Twins. The A's, while they have a winning record in June at 7-3, their offense has not been the reason why. Only .219 collectively as a club. But Rajai making the most of his opportunities. Got 4 hits in the series. He's boosted his average to .239. First pitch to Davis off the outside corner, down and away. Rajai, a right-hand batter with a couple of RBIs. There's 3 doubles on the year. Creedy closing in at third base. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, grounded weakly past him out on the right side. Tolbert at second comes around the baseball, gloves it, and throws to first. And that retires Davis for out number 1. And that'll bring Jack Hannahan to the plate. We talk about young pitching. Cahill, 21 years of age. Nick Blackburn, a Grizzly old veteran now at 27, pitching for Minnesota. But on this date in A's history, on June 11th, 1978, at the age of 18, Mike Morgan, the Mo Man, the youngest pitcher ever to start a game for the Oakland Athletics, and he went the distance against Baltimore. That's the amazing thing. Pitch outside, a Hannahan ball. Well, what's the big deal about facing big league hitters after I've mowed down all the high schoolers over the years? 1-0 pitch, swung on, lifted out of play off to the left.
Well, you see the embarrassing numbers for the hitters with some of these pitchers that they put up. Why wouldn't they be able to come and face major league? The guys are just a little bit more experienced.
Lost that game 3-0 to Scott McGregor of the Orioles. And then Tim Conroy, a little bit younger, started 12 days later as the youngest to do that for the Athletics. 2-1 pitch, off speed, down and in. Ball 2, 2-1 on Hannahan.
That was the period of time between the early 70s and before the 80s. The early 80s when Billy Martin took over. In the late 80s, of course.
2-1 pitch. Got to play off to the left. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's when he put the pitch counter in his back pocket and told what Art Fowler, was that his pitching coach back then? We'll get him when the game's over. Just let me know when it's over.
The A's had some lean years in the late 70s. It all changed when Billy Martin got here.
Yep.
There comes the 2-2. Fastball pulled into right field. A base hit. Blackburn tried to come down and in, and Jack was quick enough to turn on it. Collects the A's second hit of the day. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the third, no score, and here comes Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera, bouncing ball on the right side in the first inning. He's played in all 59 games for the A's. He started all but 1. He has been the Iron Man that the A's thought they were getting after they signed him as a free agent in spring training. Played all but 1 game last year for the White Sox. First pitch to the outside corner, a strike. That's 1-1. And speaking of the White Sox, still in a rain delay on the south side of Chicago. They're trying to get their game underway against the Tigers, the only other day game scheduled in the American League. Outfield really swinging around to the opposite field for Cabrera, playing him toward right. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, bounced to third base. 1 bounce for Creedy, goes to second for 1. Tolbert with a quick flip to first, and it is in time. They take it around the horn, 5-4-3. And the inning is over. We're on to the 4th. A's and Twins, no score. And he'll be followed by Justin Morneau and Jason Kubel, 3 left-handed sluggers against Trevor Cahill. 12 home runs in the month of May for Joe Mauer. Won the Player of the Month award, and since then the home run bat has gone silent. He's a fly ball to center his first time up.
Already top last year. Why would he have to hit anymore?
Sitting on 12, right?
You don't want to hit 30 or 40, then they'll expect it every year.
Hit 13 back in 06. He takes outside, ball 1. Mauer 6 for 14 in the series, and until today, 3 consecutive left-handed starters took their cracks at him with Outman and Anderson and Braden. He swings and rolls one right to Kennedy at second base. Over to Barton, and there's 1 out and another ground ball out. Make that 6 ground ball outs already for Cahill. And here comes Morneau, who grounded one up the middle, kind of rolled over on a pitch and got it to the right of Kennedy for a base hit. His 6th in the series. Twins, after losing the opening game on Monday night, in which the A's stretched their winning streak to 7 with a 4-3 win, have won back-to-back outings. Backdoor breaking ball, the strike over to Morneau. It's 0-1. And that's something they have not been doing a whole lot of, is winning on the road. Still 10 games under 500 this season away from the Metrodome. The right-hander's 1-strike pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The A's double play combination of Kennedy at second and Cabrera at short, both shading up the middle. Here comes the 1-1, swung on, fouled back. And those are 2 guys that, of course, have played together in the past with the Angels and now playing for the Athletics. And it seems like for them, for the A's to be successful, they're playing on tendencies. There's no question that their defense, while solid, doesn't have near the range it had in the past. 2-1 delivery, or 1-2 delivery rather, outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So what you have to do is rely on those spray charts and the hit charts and hope that you're in the right place at the right time. The 2-2. Changeup blooped behind third base, shallow left, down the line, and it will drop over Hanahan and in front of Holliday. He barehands it, gloves, and fires towards second. A wide turn by Morneau, and he hustles back to first base. One thing I like about the Twins' base running, we've talked about them taking the extra base, trying to go first to third. But even in a situation like that, they're going to force the action. A wide turn by a guy that's not really known for speed, but Morneau knows the program, and he makes the wide turn. Hey, maybe if he bobbles it a little bit more, I'm in a position to potentially take that extra 90 feet.
And Holliday did go after it barehanded. Fortunately, he's able to cradle the ball after he did bobble it momentarily, but Morneau at least got halfway to second, knowing he could get back easily to first, and it's where you're supposed to do it.
First delivery to Kubel, down and in, ball 1.
I like the great Hall of Famer Willie Mays. He'd around first, and he'd be going so hard he'd slide to stop himself, get up and get back to first. I mean, that was so much fun watching his aggressiveness.
Here's the 1-0. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. One thing I can never understand is Willie can never find a cap that fit.
Yeah, I know.
Whether it's just his regular cap or his batting helmet, it always kept on coming off his head. Greatest, you have to say, the greatest living player. A swing and a line drive, foul just past first base, a broken bat. Kubel stands there with the handle in his hand and the barrel on the grass in front of first base. Just went foul by a couple of feet, and now it's 2-1.
Well, Derek Barton, I don't think, was really caring about the baseball, whether it's fair or foul, as the bat was coming after him, and the wrong end, too. That's scary. Of course, the maple bats are the ones that they're dark on the end, that the handles have to be light. So I think that's a maple bat that just shattered. Thanks to Steve Vucinich.
Morneau steps away his lead. A changeup missing outside from Cahill. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. There have been broken bats this year, but I think it's fair to say that that number has decreased as they have attempted to kind of monitor those bats and put those different ink marks on the bats.
It's a steel rod between the barrel and the handle.
3-1 offer, swung on, pulled down the right field line, and it will end up foul right near the Twins bullpen. No chance for Cuss to get to it because it wasn't that high in the air. And now a full count at 3-2. We're scoreless in the 4th. A's on to San Francisco for the weekend against the Giants. Vin Mazzaro tomorrow against Tim Lincecum. Josh Outman against Randy Johnson on Saturday. Those are both night games. And then the day game on Sunday, Brett Anderson against Matt Cain. Found out something today about Vin Mazzaro. In high school, when he was a shortstop and pitcher, playing in New Jersey, he was a switch hitter. 3-2 offer. Swung on, grounded outside of first base. And so the question was posed, they're facing Tim Lincecum. Does that mean you're going to bat left-handed? He goes, no. No.
Not with that right arm exposed. No way.
But that's what Lincecum does. You know, he bats left and throws right. And he takes some pretty healthy cuts, Lincecum does. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a foul. Just got a piece of it. And it stays full.
Isn't Randy Johnson a right-handed hitter?
I think so.
Seems like I remember that. We will see those three.
Well, they put on some impressive displays in batting practice. We're talking about the A's young pitchers. And we'll see if that translates, because the next 9 games following today will be in National League parks in San Francisco and L.A. and San Diego. A little extra time there for Landon Powell. That foul tip got a piece of his leg. So the plate umpire, John Hirschbeck, gave him a couple of extra moments. Another 3-2 runner holds. It's taken low, and that's ball 4. So a single and a walk after Maurer was retired puts Twins at first and second base. The first walk surrendered today by Cahill, and that'll bring Joe Crede to the plate. And control really has been an improving scenario for Cahill. You look at his last 4 starts coming into the game, covering nearly 25 innings. He had walked only 4 batters. He's not going to strike out a lot of people. First pitch line toward left field. Hit well and deep back as Holiday looks, and it bounces off the steps. Joe Crede turns on the first offering from Trevor Cahill. His 10th home run of the year. A 3-run shot. And the Twins are in front 3-0. Joe Crede at one time with the White Sox hit 30 home runs. And providing some help to the back half of the Twins lineup today after retiring Maurer. Morneau singles, Kuba walks, and Crede on the next pitch takes it out.
He's looking for the sinker to get a ground ball, but Crede got under it, and no ground ball there until it hit the seats. That was a rocket.
So 27 RBIs now for Crede, the third baseman for Minnesota. And now Kadire bats. He fouls it off to the right for strike 1. Giving up home runs is one thing, and Cahill has now surrendered 10 on the year. It's only the third one with somebody on base, but when it is when it's a 3-run shot, that just takes all the wind out of your sails. The pitch swung on, hit hard toward right, sinking line drive. That'll be caught by Cust. Jack comes in to make the play, a shoulder high grab, and that'll bring Brian Busher to the plate. When the A's won on Monday night with a 4-3 victory, Jack Cust the big reason why with the home run. At that point, the Twins had not homered in 4 consecutive games, but since then they've hit 4 home runs in this series and 66 on the year. Now Busher with 2 outs and the base is empty, and he swings and misses for strike 1. You talked about getting under a sinker ball. How tough is that?
Well, it's something you try to do as a hitter if you know the ball.
Fastball too tight, and it's 1-1.
If the pitcher is a sinker ball pitcher, just trying to kind of lift it to go under. And of course, Adam Kennedy with his uppercut, but Crede definitely got under that one.
Next delivery came up short, bounced to the plate, and that's ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Brian Busher.
Ken Korach could probably explain more in relationship to a golf swing. How you try to get under and lift the ball.
I don't have a relationship with my golf swing.
I don't either. That's why I mentioned Korach.
2-1 pitch to the outside corner. Fastball away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 way outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Ask the bullpen coach, Ron Romanek. He's amazingly knowledgeable when it comes to stuff like that. All the torque and the angles and the club head speed and all that.
Another payoff pitch on the way. Fastball high, and that's ball 4. So it's been a rough 4th inning for Cahill. A couple of walks, a 3-run homer. The A's are down 3-0. He's paid a visit by Landon Powell, and he'll be joined now by the pitching coach Curt Young. And now the 9 batter Delman Young will be coming to the plate.
Ron Romanek was a professional golfer and actually played the South African tour at a time when Ernie Els was just emerging as a professional player down there.
I think John Daly played in a couple of events that Romanek was a part of. Fortunately for Ron, he doesn't these days doesn't shop at the same tailor that John Daly shops at.
I mean, Omar the tent maker.
They said that John lost about 60 pounds.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what allows him to wear those bright colors, because it doesn't have to be a slimming look. Here's Young. He singled through the left side. Cahill's delivery is a fastball through the heart, strike one. I'm sure the Twins felt like when they got Delmon Young, he would be counted on for 15, maybe 20 home runs a season, as he was working his way through with the Tampa Bay organization. Looks at a slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this year, only 3 extra base hits. And he's playing in his 39th game. And the pitch swung on, pulled on the ground, left side. It's through, a hit between Cabrera and Hanahan. Up to second base is Busher. So Young has had some good fortune in the series, not necessarily hitting the ball that hard, but he does have 6 hits now and 13 at bats. Keeps the line moving. Runners at first and second now, with 2 outs in the fourth. Already 3 runs in on the Creedy home run. And here comes Matt Tolbert. He has grounded out twice, including once into a 3-6-3 double play. Cahill readies and fires. Fastball pulled on the ground right at Kennedy. Adam has it. Second to first. The inning is over. But Creedy reaches double figures in the home run column, and it sends us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning, the A's with some work to do. They're down 3-0. They've been out hit by the Twins 6-2. A Twins team that's been struggling on the road, and they're trying to get out of here, taking 3 out of 4 from Oakland. Adam Kennedy will lead it off against Nick Blackburn. Blackburn has been very steady this season for the Twins. First delivery up and away, ball 1. As Ron Gardenhire told us today in our expanded pregame coverage, he just felt like one thing that Blackburn was falling in love with in the past was the cut fastball, but he's done more pitching lately. Delivers a breaking ball over at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adam 2 for 12 in the series. Outfield deep, and they play him the other way. Creedy up on the grass at third base, and the delivery just outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, the Twins scored 4 in the 3 in the 4th on Monday. Swarzak gave it back up to the A's, so see if Blackburn could do the same thing.
Blackburn leading their team in innings pitched. This play began today. 2-1 down and in. 3 balls and a strike. He's only walked 21 batters in about 80 innings. And Blackburn, in his 2nd full season in the big leagues, is swinging a foul back on a sinker. full count of 3-2. He was 11-11 last year in 33 starts. And the year before that, just got a taste of it. This was a late bloomer. Signed in 2002. Didn't get to the big leagues until 07. 3-2 pitch. Up and away, ball 4. So the leadoff walk, which just absolutely grazed the hair of Ron Gardenhire, the manager of the Twins, after they just scored 3 times for Blackburn. The leadoff man is on, and with the A's middle of the lineup coming up, there's a chance that one swing could make this interesting again. Gardenhire, the manager since 2002, and you look at his staff, and he's been surrounded pretty much by the same group of people almost that entire time.
Tom Kelly, his predecessor, had similar staff for a long time, a couple of world championships, so they have not turned over their managers a lot.
A lead at first base for Kennedy. Cuss stands in. He takes up and away, ball 1, and Blackburn he's missed the mark here rather poorly by his standards. And see if the A's can take advantage of that. Blackburn, 700 innings in the minor leagues. You talk about a patient organization, want to make sure that the player is, or in this case, the pitcher is ready. There's a case of that right there. The set, the 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air, out of play, off to left. Behind third base. And by constant, look at the other way for Trevor Cahill. Coming into this season, he had thrown about 220 innings in the minor leagues. At an age 21, getting a chance to earn his way and keep his way on the major league level.
And at one time, the benchmark's 500 innings for a minor league pitcher. It should be anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 seasons, depending on what capacity they were pitching.
About 1,500 at bats, too, wasn't it? Somewhere in there for a position player. The stretch, the 1-1 offer. Swung on, foul back to the screen. Jack doubled into the right field corner back in the first inning, his second hit in the series. The other, of course, was that massive home run to deep right center back on Monday night off of Luis Sayala. Holiday waits on deck. A leadoff walk for Kennedy here in the bottom of the 4th. A's trailing 3-0. Adams steps away at first base. Creedy well off the line at third base for Jack. They do not overshift on Cust or Giambi with the Twins. Swing and a miss. Good pitch up and away. And down goes Cust on strikes. That is the first K for Blackburn. And that'll bring Holiday to the plate. 2 things about the Twins I've noticed in this series is, again, they don't overshift. And we see everybody almost to a man for Cust and Giambi go with the 3 infielders on the right side. And Ray, I don't think there's another team that plays their outfield as deep from the first pitch as the Twins do.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, they have the speed, but still not enough to cover up that much ground.
First pitch to Holiday is up and in, ball 1. Matt, a fly ball to shallow right into right field. His only time up. He's just 1 for 10 in the series. Twins riding a 3-run homer from Joe Creedy in the top of the inning against Trevor Cahill. Blackburn's allowed only 6 long balls on the year. The stretch, the pitch, missing high, ball 2. Matt Holliday told us yesterday, Ray, that he's gone to a heavier bat. Did that in the Chicago series. Gone to a 35-inch, 34-ounce bat as opposed to the 34-32 that he was using before, 34.5 and 32. So he just felt better. He's made some good contact, and Chicago wanted to keep it going. 2-0 pitch, line towards second, speared by Tolbert, back to first, double play. That ball was hit right on the screws by Holiday. He's got nothing to show for it except lining into a twin killing as they double off Kennedy and end the frame.
2, 3, and 4 hitters. Harris, Mauer, and Morneau against Trevor Cahill. The big blow, the 3-run home run by Joe Crede. Harris is 0 for 2. The Twins are 4 games out of first place today, trailing the Tigers in the Central. The Tigers, the only team in the Central over 500. So Brendan Harris, a right-handed hitter. And Cahill ready. Trevor comes to the plate. Brendan Harris swings and misses on a breaking ball away, and it's 0-1. Tigers 33 and 26. The Twins are 4 back. White Sox trail by 6.5. Kansas City by 7.5. And Cleveland by 8. Cahill ready. Powell sets up outside. The 0-1 pitch is taken for a ball, and it's 1-1. Cleveland hosting Kansas City tonight. The Angels are at Tampa Bay. Seattle's at Baltimore. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a line drive over the head of Kennedy into right field for a base hit. Leadoff single to right by Harris, and Joe Mauer coming up. Toronto is at Texas tonight. They're still waiting in Chicago on the south side in a rain delay. The Tigers and the White Sox schedule. Texas leads the American League West by 3.5 over the Angels, by 4.5 over Seattle, and by 7 over the A's. So Harris at first, nobody out. Top of the 5th, 3-0 Minnesota. And Joe Mauer is 0 for 2. His average has dropped to .409. Outfield a gap in right center. Cahill ready. The set, here it is. And Mauer takes inside. Could he hit 400, or is that just inconceivable?
Well, I think it's very hard, even though he at least played his home games this year on the turf, which, even though it's field turf, ball still scoots through pretty well. But he doesn't get a lot of leg hits. He runs well, but not your speedster like Ichiro. He's going to get infield hits. Plus just the wear and tear of catching.
Here's the 1-0 pitch by Cahill. Runner at first, on the way, taken inside, backhanded by Powell. Do you think, Ray, do you think there's a chance we might see another 400 hitter?
You're getting all grass fields.
Right.
You're getting, the specialization of the guys coming out of the bullpen. So, when Williams hit the 400, I mean, he's a great player, but when he saw a pitcher start the game, he saw him 4 times. Relievers now, you might see 3 different pitchers in a ball game, just like the hit streak. Very tough.
Here's the pitch on the way to Joe Mauer, and that's taken low, and it's 3-0 with Morneau on deck.
I thought with the artificial surfaces, there were so many that somebody might have an opportunity. George Brett, of course, threatened or flirted with it, as well as Tony Gwynn. But now there's so few that takes away a little bit.
Here's a 3-0 on the way to Mauer, taken for a strike at the knees on the outside corner, 3-1.
I think that Mauer does, though, so well. He uses the whole field. He's probably got more hits up the middle into left field than he has pulled on the season.
And he's won 2 batting titles. First American League catcher ever to win a batting title. So Harris leads at first. He's running. The pitch to Mauer is popped up. Playable back at third. Hanahan fighting the Sun, drifting with it into foul. Terry can't find it. Loses the ball in the Sun. It drops on the grass in foul territory. The tough Sun at the Coliseum.
Well, I talked to official scorers, and they said ball is lost in the Sun. They will not give him an error. He just completely lost it.
And no play is the call.
He does have the sunglasses, but they were not on. Still has them on the top of his cap.
David Feldman is scoring the game today. So Harris at first, Mauer a second chance, 3-0 Minnesota. Top of the 5th, runner goes, swung on, bounced to second. Kennedy flips to second, in time, on to first, in time. Even with the runner going, the A's get a 4-6-3 double play, and well turned by Kennedy and Cabrera up the middle. Quickly 2 out, and Morneau's coming up.
Well, had the right guy covering, and Kennedy kept his ground and did it perfectly to him. And you're right, as hard as the ball was hit, even with the runner running, Kennedy got it to him. Cabrera able to get out of the way of the hard-charging Harris.
So here's Morneau is 2 for 2, and the pitch by Cahill is taken for a strike on the outside corner at the knees. If you're Kennedy, that's a split-second decision. Really have to read it.
Well,
here's the 0-1, and Morneau goes around, and the count 0-2.
Good thing about it, it was hit so hard he can go to second. If Harris beats the throw, he can still get the out at first. So he's taking a chance, and it worked out well.
3-0 Minnesota. Morneau, left-handed hitter. The windup, Cahill to the plate, taken outside, and it's 1-2, missing with a sinker. 13,383 today. 13,383. Cahill into the windup. Here's the 1-2 to Morneau. A check swing didn't go. They appeal to third, and they ring him up on the appeal to Chad Fairchild, and Morneau in disbelief. And that quickly, the top of the fifth comes to an end. And halfway through our ball game today, after 4.5, it's 3-0 Minnesota. Nothing Minnesota, bottom of the fifth inning at the Coliseum. The Twins have 7 hits. The A's have 2, and Giambi leads it off against Nick Blackburn. Giambi, Powell, and Barton. Jason's 0 for 1. The A's hits. They got a 2-out double in the first by Cust, a 1-out single by Hanahan in the third. So Nick Blackburn, looking for win number 6 this year, delivers, and Jason takes low and outside ball 1. You have in your hand?
Well, the A's select 20 players in the final day, and had a chance to talk to Bobby Crosby. He's very excited as his brother Blake was drafted in the 42nd round by the Athletics.
Here's the pitch, taken for a strike, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. A family affair.
Yeah, Sacramento State, first baseman, third base, has played some short. So Blake Crosby, 42nd round. So congratulations to the Crosby family.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, taken low, with Giambi batting. Remember that it was Bobby Crosby's dad, Ed Crosby, then a scout, who actually signed Jason Giambi, number 2 pick of the A's in 1992, and scouted by Ed Crosby. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Jason. That's taken high in the count, 3-1.
And maybe another 19, 20 years, 21, that Ed can say his grandson, Tyler Crosby, drafted by somebody, the new son of Gina and Bobby Crosby.
Now, is that going to be Tyler, or is it going to be Ty, or is it going to be TJ?
Here's the 3-1 to Jason outside the leadoff walk, where the A's got a leadoff walk in the 4th inning. Kennedy walking, but then Cust struck out, and Holiday lined into a double play. So now Giambi a leadoff walk. A's trying to get something going with the bats. They're trailing 3-0, and Landon Powell is coming up.
And a left-handed pitcher in the 44th round, A.J. Huttenlocker, is a pitcher who is kind of a draft and follow when they could do that. And A's finally signed him in the 4th round. So A.J. Huttenlocker, left-handed pitcher.
Here's the pitch to Landon Powell, taken outside 1-0.
What's going to happen when he faces Jared Saltalamacchia?
There'd be a lot of letters.
Well, you're kind of a draft Nick, aren't you, Ray?
Well, you got it in front of me. There's some good names there, you know.
You're a veritable baseball America.
Missouri Western, Buckley, Washington for A.J.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Landon Powell takes outside 2-0. So he walked Giambi. Now it's 2-0 to Powell.
We'll keep talking draft. Maybe he'll walk the park. Now, a lot of excited players. 50 draft choices. 50 players selected by the Athletics. So you figure 30 teams, 50 players each, 1,500 new players. Professional baseball.
What a thrill. The pitch is taken low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
But it just goes to show you this year, so they're going to have to make some room for these guys to go down to the rookie ball, and better keep playing well because they have to start spinning off some guys.
So the 3-0 with Giambi at first. Here it is to Powell, and that's high, and Blackburn all of a sudden has just lost it. And Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, is coming out. Back-to-back walks and nobody out, and Barton's coming up.
Swarzak did the same thing Monday night. That's the shocking. I mean, as few walks as this team has throughout a season. Maybe it's the mound. Playwood maybe has the secret mound or something that he does when the visitors take it.
That was in the 4th inning. Anthony Swarzak starting that game for the Twins, and leading off in the 4th, he walked Holliday and Giambi back-to-back, and then later in that inning, there was a force play, then a hit batter, and a 3-run double by Jack Hanahan to left center field. A's won the first game of the series on Monday, 4-3. The Twins won on Tuesday, 10-5. Minnesota 6-3 last night. It's 3-0 Minnesota today, and Barton is up, and he's 0 for 1, 0 for 6 in his return to the big leagues. Outfield plays him toward left, the other way, and Blackburn throws, and Derek takes outside, and it's 1-0.
Derek said before the game today that he's felt like that he's trying to muscle the ball a little too much in his first couple of opportunities back in the big leagues. He needs to get back to that left center field approach.
So the 1-0 pitch to Barton is on the way, and that's taken for a strike. Took something off, got a strike on the outside corner.
Now Derek waits so well at the plate. A lot of times you wait too long, you have to try to muscle to get to the ball, and unfortunately you get a lot of the upward swing and not driving the ball like he's capable.
3-0 in favor of the Twins. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Barton by Blackburn, swung on a fly ball left center field. Playable. Kadire going back under it now. Giambi tags Kadire the catch. Jason bluffs as the throw comes into the infield, and Barton flies out for the first out. Rajai Davis coming up. Remember when the A's acquired Barton from the Cardinals organization, Ray? And Derek is still a very young man, young ball player, and a chance to turn his career around. But the A's really felt that Derek Barton would be a hitter who could impact the game.
Yeah. And what he showed in September, everybody thought is exactly what was going to happen. September of 07.
So Rajai Davis 0 for 1, a right-handed hitter. Giambi at second, Powell at first. 3-0 Minnesota. Blackburn sets, ready, and delivers. And there's a strike on the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. Creedy even with a bag over at third. Outfield, a gap in right center field. Blackburn checks to get his sign. He's at the belt, and the 0-1 to Rajai Davis is taken low, and it's 1-1. The Twins are flying to Chicago after the ball game today, and they have a weekend series, 3-day games at Wrigley Field. Here's the 1-1 pitch by Blackburn on the way to Rajai Davis. Bouncy ball to short, might be two. Flip to second. Relay by Tolbert. A 6-4-3 double play. And that quickly, that's it for the A's in the bottom of the fifth. And after 5, it's 3-0 Minnesota. That's a Monday night at 7:05. 3-day games, 3 night games. The A's against the Giants Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 22nd through the 24th, right here. 3-0 in favor of the Twins. Top of the 6th inning. Minnesota bats with Kubel leading it off against Trevor Cahill. Kubel, Creedy, and Kadire. Left-handed hitter, and the pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. 3-run home run by Creedy in the 4th. Trevor Cahill ready into the windup. Here's the 0-1 to Kubel. Inside corner strike. Didn't like it. 0-2. So the Twins and the Cubs tomorrow at Wrigley. Kevin Slowey against Randy Wells. Saturday, Anthony Swarzak against Rich Harden. Back off the DL. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Check swing and a pitch outside. Then Sunday, Scott Baker and Ted Lilly. It's a couple ex-athletics facing the Twins this weekend. Here's the 1-2. It's on the way. Swung on, bounce back at first. A diving play by Barton. He gets up and goes to the bag for the out. Excellent play. Diving back at first by Derek Barton. And Kubel is out number 1.
Great range and into foul territory. He came up with it, and a tremendous play by Derek Barton. That's a double. Kubel swinging the bat very well, but Barton robbed him. He's turned a 3-6-3 double play. That was with Mauer, and boy, what a play by Barton again.
Here is Joe Creedy taking a strike on the outside corner. 3 runs, 7 hits, Minnesota. No runs, 2 hits for the A's. 1 out, top of the 6th. Hitting room in left center. Powell sets up outside. Creedy takes breaking ball strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Creedy's big year with the White Sox was 06. 283, 30 home runs, and 94 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 to Joe Creedy, taken outside 1-2. He had a very good postseason as part of the White Sox run to win the World Championship in 05. He had great numbers in the ALCS and also in the World Series. The 1-2 to him is Chip Fowl to the right, out of play, and the count holds at 1-2.
And as his former manager Ozzie Guillen said, should be a Gold Glover. He's an outstanding third baseman.
How about Ozzie the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, he should actually speak the way he really feels.
Yeah, just once or twice. The 1-2 is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the White Sox are 27-33. And he's been the picture of frustration. So the 2-2 to Creedy by Cahill is swung on a high fly ball. Short left field. Cabrera going out from short, fighting the sun. He's back there drifting with it, and he makes the catch. Stumbling and hangs on. I don't think Matt Holliday ever saw the ball.
Well, he didn't move, so you have to think he didn't.
That was going to be Cabrera or nobody.
Well, he had the sunglasses. Fortunately, the sunglasses in his glove, but then had to take the glove down, and he's backpedaling looking. Matt Holliday was nowhere to be seen. He might have lost it immediately.
So here's Kadire, and he's 0 for 2. Minnesota leading 3-0 in the 6th.
Cabrera's looking up like there's a sun up there, finally.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, and it's taken for a strike. And, of course, it comes out for the afternoon game instead of the 7 o'clock starts, where we've had a little bit of sun, you know, approaching the twilight, but not a whole lot this week. Low for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd like to see the sun out at 9 o'clock at night. That would be a good one. See, in Alaska, maybe?
Here's the pitch, and it's taken low. Well, you didn't broadcast Coast League games up in Edmonton in late June or early July.
Played in Vancouver.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on a fly ball to left. Shallow going to carry out to Holliday. Matt is right there to make the catch, and Cahill works a 1-2-3 6th inning, and after 5.5, it's 3-0 Minnesota.
We know that as a frequent flow.
Cabrera and Kennedy against the right-hander Nick Blackburn. He's allowed 2 hits. He's walked 3. He has 1 strikeout. Hanahan's 1 for 1. Now the right-hander ready into the windup and delivers the pitch. And Jack takes a breaking ball for a strike. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered 4 times for smoother flavor. 0-1 to Jack Hanahan. Here it is. Swung on a drive into center field. Cuddyer back. Cuddyer at the track right in front of the wall, and he makes the catch with his back to the 400-foot mark. Hanahan gives it a ride. Out number 1. Cabrera coming up. A couple of finals from the National League. The Cardinals beat Florida 6-5. Miller the winner. Nunez the loser. Ryan Franklin saved number 14. Ross Glow at 2 home runs for Florida. Albert Pujols, number 19 for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch to Cabrera on the way. Taken for a strike. Ryan Franklin. Remember all those years with Seattle? Now the Cardinals closer. 14 saves. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Cabrera, round a bunt, taking inside. The ball skips away from Mauer.
A lot to be said about the Cardinals' longtime pitching coach under Tony La Russa, Dave Duncan. A lot of pitchers have said that he has saved their careers. Just the way he has brought them back from the scrap heap.
The pitch to Cabrera swung on and popped up right side, foul territory toward the dugout. Mauer coming over, but he runs out of room. Now, you spent so much time with Dave Duncan over the years. What's been the key to his success?
I think just being able to recognize the mechanics. Of course, in the case of Dave Stewart, convinced him to throw the fork ball, not the splitter, the true fork ball, and changed his career. I mean, won 24 years in a row. But I think more mechanically than anything. And as a catcher, that's what you watch in a pitcher, and he's been able to do it from the sidelines.
Here's the 1-2 to Cabrera on the way, just outside. And as a former catcher.
Exactly.
Can you think of any other ex-catchers who have become prominent pitching coaches?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, he stands out, and he's been the best.
Here's the 2-2 delivery to Cabrera. Swung out and missed, and down he goes. Quickly 2 away. 3-0 Twins, and Kennedy coming up.
You know, there have been times, too, I think, when Dunk was mentioned as a possible manager. But I think in the case of Dave Duncan, he has stayed right where he is best suited. In the coaching role, especially as a pitching coach, one of the most important coaches a manager can have. And Tony La Russa has been very smart to make sure he's taken care of, and he's kept him with him his whole career as a manager.
So here's Kennedy. Flied out and walk. 3-0 in favor of Minnesota. The pitch by Blackburn on the way. Taken for a strike. Of course, the A's feel the same way about Kurt Young.
Absolutely.
As they should.
Yep, absolutely. Just he wasn't a catcher.
That's right. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. And it's taken for a strike. In fact, he was a member of the 1989 World Championship Oakland Athletics.
Team will be honored in the upcoming next homestand against the Giants.
0-2, 2 out, nobody on. Blackburn throws, and it's swung on line, fouled on the right side, out of play. The Pirates got 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning and beat Atlanta 3-1. The Cubs and Astros are 1-1 in the bottom of the 9th in Houston. Derek Lee is homered for the Cubs. The Rockies lead Milwaukee 3-1 in the 7th inning in Milwaukee. Here's the 0-2 to Adam Kennedy. Taken inside, hit him. He got nailed by an inside slider or cutter from Blackburn. So Kennedy aboard with 2 out in the 6th, and Cust is coming up. The Giants are trailing the Diamondbacks 1-0 in the 5th inning on a home run by Justin Upton. Right on the front knee, looked like, Ray.
That was a little cutter that got him the same spot that Matt Holliday got hit last night. Well, this was a cutter. Holliday's was a fastball.
Wasn't quite as loud. Oof. So the Twins on top 3-0, and Cust is up. The Reds fail to score in the top of the 1st at Washington. Tonight the Phillies are at the Mets. And that's it for the senior circuit. Big Jack Cust, and Blackburn fires outside, missing with a fastball, 1-0. Jack has doubled and struck out. Still waiting in Chicago, Mike Barron. Rain delay. Tigers and the White Sox. Center field, Cuddyer, a step or 2 toward right center. 2 out, 3-0 Minnesota. The pitch to Custis swung on and missed. But talking about the Tigers leading the division, leading the Central, Justin Verlander, since the 27th of April, is 7-0 with an ERA of 1.1. And he was throwing 98 on the black last night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kennedy at first. Busher holding on the bag. And Blackburn down to the belt. To set the pitch, here it is, and Cust, it's a drive into left center field. Coming over Kadire right there to make the catch. A pretty well hit ball. Kadire makes the catch. Cust is out. And after 6, it's 3-0 Minnesota.
Busher back up there for Minnesota. They're riding the wings of the Joe Crede home run back in the 4th inning. Busher has spent parts of the last 2 seasons in the big leagues with Minnesota. 70 games last year. And stands in on the left side. Trevor Cahill back to work. And the right-hander's pitch is swung on line towards short and speared by Cabrera. Right to him. Didn't have to move 1 step. 1 pitch and 1 out. And before Delmon Young stands in, we pause 10 seconds. Station identification. To Young on a delivery down and away with Ken Korak and Ray Fosse. Vince Cotroneo with you. Now the 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Santiago Casilla loosening in the A's bullpen as Cahill closes in on 100 pitches on the day. Fastball to the outside corner. Young has singled twice. He has 6 hits in the series. Hasn't really hit the ball that hard, but it's given his average a much needed boost. He swings and flies one to left center. Racing back on it is Davis. Still back to the track near the wall, and he's got it. He started to reach back to see where the padding was. It stayed in the ballpark, but off the bat it seemed routine, but it kept on pushing closer and closer to some danger, but fortunately stayed in the ballpark.
That ball seemed to be hit off the end of the bat, like it was going nowhere. It's exactly where it was, but it's amazing how you think a ball's not going anywhere and it does, and then guys crush a ball and it goes nowhere.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's Matt Holliday said the parachute effect.
First pitch, backdoor breaking ball, missing outside to Tolbert, and ball 1.
There's something about the right center to left center. The parachute, sometimes it pushes it out or it brings it straight down.
1-0 pitch low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. We have some Army men here today. We got the Coast Guard here today. But the A's have no offense so far. They're down 3-0. They've been out hit 7-2. Outfield shading the other way for Tolbert. He takes on the inside corner. Good sinker there. That was pitch number 100 for Cahill. His maximum so far this year was 105 against Seattle on May 27th. 2-1, swung on, bounced out of play behind the plate. So my guess is, as long as he gets Tolbert, he'll end the inning with 7. If Tolbert gets on base, we'll probably see Casilla. The A's down 3-0. Holiday will start the bottom of the 7th against Nick Blackburn. 2-2, up and away, missed with a changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But you're finding out, I mean, here's Cahill in his last 4 outings. Has thrown the ball pretty well. Hasn't walked a lot of people, and yet he has only 1 win in that time. A swing and a pop out of play behind third base. And over the A's bullpen, back into the seats. Just goes to show you, it is just so many factors are involved in order to win a baseball game. For a starting pitcher, needs support. Many times going to need help from the bullpen. Most times he'll need help from the bullpen. 3-2 delivery. Swung on, rolled up the first baseline. Behind the bag, Barton has it. He'll take it himself. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Cahill. If that's his last pitch, he ended on a high note, retiring the last 8 Twins he faced. On the bottom of the 7th, some work to do for the Athletics. They trail Minnesota 3-0. The 7th inning, A's down 3-0. Nick Blackburn's gone the whole way. He has gone deep most of the time for the Minnesota Twins. 7 innings his last outing, losing no decision in a tough game 2-1 against Seattle. Went 6 the previous time, 7 and 2/3 as you look back on the docket for Blackburn. Only twice he's gone less than 6 innings this year. He starts off Holiday with a breaking ball, and he misses low with ball 1.
Average about 12 pitches an inning, and that's pretty good to take you deep in a game.
Yeah. Only about to deliver number 72 on the day. The pitch to Holiday bounced to third, but foul. Matt hit the ball right on the button on a 2-0 pitch in the 4th inning, but to Tolbert, the second baseman, speared the line drive, doubled off Kennedy. So Matt is 0 for 2 today, and he is 1 for 11 in the series. Outfield deep. They play him to pull toward left. He swings and pulls one on the ground left side. Picked up to the side by Creedy, the third baseman, across the diamond in time. And that's the first out. We had talked earlier, Ray, about Holiday using that heavier bat. How often would players in your generation think about making those kind of adjustments? And for him, you know, in the grand scheme of things, pretty aggressive change from a 32-ounce bat to a 34-ounce bat.
Well, usually in that period of time, they'd start heavy and drop down as the season progressed. But most guys use 34-ounce bats to start the season.
Giambi stands in, and Blackburn begins in with a curve, and it drops in softly at the belt for strike 1.
I mean, if you can get everything going, drop the head on it, bat's going to do the job, especially with the pitch, but you got to get it started early.
Swing and a fly ball left center field in the gap between Cuddyer and Young, and that one's going to short hop the wall. It's going to send Giambi around first on his way to second, and he'll stop there with a one-out double. So Jason Giambi with his 9th double of the year, on base for the 2nd time today, and that brings Landon Powell to the plate. Jason hitting that ball toward the other way, toward left center.
And then it's all about bat speed, and of course the way guys wait so long. And Jason Giambi, perfect example. You use a heavier bat, you can't wait as long as some guys do it. You use a lighter bat, you can be very quick with the bat speed as long as there's decent wood in it. Heavier the bat, the better the wood. Lighter the bat, they shatter a lot.
So here comes Landon Powell. His fly to center and walked. A's down 3-0, and the first pitch to the outside corner, strike one. We mentioned his first child with wife Allie, born Holden Davies, born yesterday, named after a beach in North Carolina, which is very special to the Powell family. That's the first name. 0-1 delivery outside, 1 ball and 1 strike, and Davies is the maiden name of Allie, so use that for the middle name. Definitely Landon agreed it was a bit southern. They're from the Carolinas, and he did not dispute that one bit, but proud papa indeed. 1-1 pitch, strike to the outside corner. Good location from Blackburn. And now the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The sidewinding Brad Ziegler from the right side, and Craig Breslow from the left side, loosening in the Oakland bullpen, down 3-0 in the 7th. Giambi steps away the lead at second base. Blackburn has kept the A's off the board. The A's haven't scored since the 4th inning of last night's game. Strike 3 called on a comeback fastball. Freezes Powell, and he's gone a-looking. 3rd K for Blackburn as he's evened the card. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts now. Mauer set up the target inside, and the pitch kept on running and started at the belt buckle and got the edge. Powell very frustrated because he's done such a good job with men on base this year. 7 for 14 with men in scoring position. Now Barton, he's hit the ball in the air to center field twice. First pitch cutter on the inside corner, strike 1. Vin Mazzaro against Tim Lincecum tomorrow night from San Francisco. Back into interleague play with the pitchers in the lineup with a bat in their hands. We're on the air with our expanded pregame coverage at 6:15. 1 strike pitch, down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the Bay Area, Marty Lurie with right off the bat at 5 o'clock. Ray Fosse has the warm-up at 6:45 tomorrow night. As the Giants celebrate their National League champion team from 20 years ago this weekend. The A's and the Giants with the Babe Ruth series from 1989. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, bounced on the right side in the hole. Picked up on a short hop on the backhand by Busher. Underhands to Blackburn. He's over to cover, and the inning is over. A double from Giambi and nothing else. The A's have managed to this point only 3 hits on Nick Blackburn. And we go to the 8th inning, and it's 3-0 Minnesota.
Top of the 8th inning, number 23, Brandon Harris.
Moment brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, proud to be a sponsor of the Oakland Athletics. Every generation refreshes the world. On to the 8th inning, 3-0 Minnesota. New pitcher for the A's. Here's Ken.
And the inside the park home run. Here's a swing and a miss by Harris. No balls and 1 strike. Brad Ziegler comes on for the Athletics. Twins 3 runs on 7 hits. The A's no runs on 3 hits. And for Ziegler, appearance number 23, 0-1, 4.07 ERA. Harris, Mauer, and Morneau. And the pitch by Ziegler on the way is taken inside in the count 1-1. 24 1/3 innings for Ziegler this year. He's allowed 30 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 15. He delivers the pitch, and Harris hits a chopper over the mound towards second. Charged by Cabrera. Fires to first in time for the out and a good play. That's out number 1. Harris is out 6-3, and Joe Mauer is coming up. Ray, you were talking about some of the ceremonies in conjunction with the 20th anniversary of the A's winning the world title. 1989, of course. Before the A's play the Giants on June 23rd on that Tuesday night here, there'll be an on-field ceremony, and a lot of members of that 89 A's ball club will be on hand. Yep. Including Dave Stewart and Bob Welch. So here is Joe Mauer, and the pitch by Ziegler on the way, taken inside, 3-0 Twins. Dave Stewart, Bob Welch, Kurt Young, Dave Henderson, Mike Gallego, Mike Moore, Tony Phillips, Lance Blankenship, Kenny Phelps, Matt Young. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ziegler throws. That's taken at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. That's before the ball game on the Tuesday night when the A's play the Giants here on the 23rd. Joe Mauer is 0 for 3, left-handed hitter, and the pitch. Ziegler ready, comes to the plate, and Mauer hits a ground ball to the right side and into right field for a base hit. Barton went to his right. I think Derek thought it was going to be Kennedy's ball. And then Derek broke back to first, thinking Kennedy would field it. It went right to the right of Barton and to the left of Kennedy, and a base hit to right field by Joe Mauer.
I don't think Derek Barton knows his second baseman a whole lot. I mean, you think about him play with Ellis past year or so.
So here's Morneau hitting a ground ball off the glove of Ziegler. Caroms to Kennedy, flip to Cabrera. He goes to first, and the ball gets away from Barton and rolls into the dugout. And Morneau will be awarded second base. That was almost a 1-4-6-3 double play. So Morneau winds up at second.
Number 16, Jason Kubel.
The throw by Cabrera is going to be a close play, a little bit high, and Barton couldn't flag it down. 1-4-6 in the play at second, an E6 on the throw, and that allowed Morneau to get to second base. Jason Kubel is going to be walked intentionally. So Kubel gets the free transportation, and Joe Crede will be coming up. So the Twins leading 3-0. A runner at second base. That's Morneau. And at first will be Kubel, and Crede is going to come up. And Crede is 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Underway in Chicago on the south side in the second inning. The White Sox lead the Tigers 1-0 tonight in the American League. Seattle's at Baltimore. Angels at Tampa Bay, Yankees at the Red Sox, KC at Cleveland, Toronto at Texas. Is that Mr. Castillo or Mr. Gomez running at first base? It's going to be Carlos Gomez running at first for Kubel. So 2 on, 2 out, 3-0 game. 8th inning, the pitch is taken for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen.
Michael Kadire, right-handed hitter, is on deck. 3 runs, 8 hits, Minnesota. No runs, 3 hits, an error for the A's. Playing in the 8th inning. Outfield, a gap in right center. Here's the pitch. Ziegler ready. He's at the belt. The delivery is swung on, bounce to short. Right to Cabrera. Fields and throws to second in time for the force on Gomez, and Ziegler works out of it as the Twins leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 3-0 Minnesota. 3-0 Minnesota. A's come up with Davis, Hanahan, and Cabrera for the Twins. Carlos Gomez stays in the game in center field, and Michael Cuddyer goes to right. So it's Delmon Young in left, Gomez in center, Cuddyer in right, Busher at first, Tolbert at second, Harris at short, Creedy over at third, Joe Mauer behind the plate. A's have only 3 hits. Nick Blackburn into the windup, and the pitch to Rajai Davis is bunted toward third, rolling into foul territory. Russ Springer gets up in the A's bullpen. The A's hits today. They got a double by Cust in the first with 2 out, and Holiday flied out. A 1-out single by Hanahan in the third. Then Cabrera bounced into a double play. They had a shot in the 5th inning after the back-to-back walks leading off to Giambi and Powell. But then Barton flied out, and Davis bounced into a double play. Their third hit was Giambi's 1-out double in the 7th. But then Powell struck out, and Barton bounced out. So 3-0 Twins in the bottom of the 8th as Rajai Davis leads off against Blackburn, and the pitch to Rajai is swung on, bounced to the right side, taken at first by Busher, and he goes to the bag. So Davis is out. That's out number 1. Hanahan's coming up. Check the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the Oakland Tribune, the Bay Area's best. That game between the Tigers and White Sox has gone to the 3rd inning in Chicago. 1-0 White Sox on a Jim Thome home run. Number 553 for Jim Thome. Hall of Famer, Ray, no doubt.
I got him there. I don't vote. I'd have Burt Blyleven in also, but since I don't vote, doesn't help.
Hanahan, it's a line drive into right. Cuddyer coming on, reaching down, can't get it. It's by him and rolling all the way to the track. Hanahan turning at first, going to second, around second. He's going to third. Cuddyer plays it back, and Hanahan winds up at third base. On a do-or-die play by Cuddyer, he didn't make the play, and Hanahan has a triple.
A do-or-die he shouldn't have tried. Concede a single, keep the runner at first, but good break for the A's. Been nice if Rajai Davis would have hit it. It'd be a 1-run for the A's.
Would have been an inside the Parker.
I mean, with the dive by Cuddyer, then had to get up. No way for the center fielder to get over to back him up. But at least have to try to get the body in front of it. He used just his glove, missed it. So the A's see if they can get him in from third.
And Cabrera standing in, so 3-0 Minnesota. Infield is back. Hanahan leads from third. The pitch by Blackburn on the way. Taken inside, a fastball missing. 1-0. Cabrera is 0 for 3, 2 for 13 on the series. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Twins. No runs, 4 hits, an error for the A's. Nobody throwing in the Minnesota bullpen. Just 86 pitches for Blackburn. Set, ready. Runner at third, the pitch. Cabrera, it's a bouncy ball up the middle, back a second, into center field for a base hit, and the A's are on the board. Hanahan scores from third, a bouncing single up the middle by Cabrera. It's 3-1 Minnesota. Orlando's 20th run batted in. And now the phone is ringing in the Twins bullpen. And Kennedy's coming up. Left-hander Sean Henn gets up. Or is that Peyton Penn? So left-hander Sean Henn. He's appeared once in the series. He's up and throwing in the Twins bullpen. And Kennedy's flied out walk and was hit by a pitch. Cabrera at first. 3-1 Minnesota. The set ready, here it is. And that's taken outside, and the count 1-0. Toronto against Texas tonight. In Arlington, Ricky Romero for the Blue Jays, Kevin Millwood for Texas. Outfield plays toward left. They play the other way. Creedy even with the bag over at third. And the pitch to Kennedy is taken outside, and it's 2-0. That was supposed to be a 4-game series between the Blue Jays and the Rangers. They had 1 game rained out. Toronto is 2-0 against Texas this week.
So they get to go back, in September, play a doubleheader?
Doubleheader on September 1st. Out to the mound goes Joe Mauer. I read where the Yankees and Rays are going to play a day-night doubleheader on Labor Day in New York.
They'll be laboring, won't they?
Yes, they will. Here it's a 3-1 game. The A's trying to come back. Leading at first, Cabrera. Busher holding on the bag. Kennedy, a left-handed hitter. And now the pitch. Swung on, launched to right. Cuddyer back at the track. He's at the wall. Tie ball game. Up on the steps in right field. Adam Kennedy, a 2-run home run. And that quickly, we have a 3-3 tie. His 5th this year. On a 2-0 pitch to dead right field to tie it up at 3-3.
To be honest, I thought it was going to start to dive, but as it started to hook towards the Walter Haas jersey, it went over.
I was trying to read your body language up here, Ray.
I thought it was gone initially, and then all of a sudden I thought about those parachutes, and I didn't like it, but it turned out great.
Cuss swings and misses. No balls in 1 strike.
The body language that's easy to read right now belongs to Michael Cuddyer.
Yes, that's right.
They really opened the door for the A's, gave him a little bit of spark.
Absolutely.
Matt Guerrera, right-hander, also up throwing in the Twins' pen. So Guerrera, right-hander, Hen, a left-hander, 3-3 tie. Jack Custis 1 for 3. Here's the pitch by Blackburn. Taken inside, and it's 1-1. Where would the A's be without Adam Kennedy? Whew, he's been amazingly good.
And every time he does something, Joe Madden and the Rays thinking, why did we give him up so early? They had to, but it's been A's fortune.
And the pitch outside with Akinori Iwamura out for the year.
Yeah, and Bartlett coming back off the disabled list pretty soon, but that'd have been a great second baseman to fill in for them.
So Blackburn, here's the 2-1 pitch to Cust. It's on the way. Jack hits a bouncing ball toward first, taken by Busher. Underhand flip, Blackburn covering for the out. So 3-1 for out number 2 and a 3-3 tie. Matt Holliday coming up. Davis bounced out. Hanahan the triple to right. Cabrera single to center for the RBI. Kennedy a 2-run homer. Cust is bounced out. Holliday's 0 for 3. Nobody throwing in the A's bullpen. Springer was up briefly, but as soon as the A's scored that first run, Springer took a seat out there. So now the pitch, here it is, and Holliday swings and dribbles it foul, and the count 0-1. 2 out, 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. And actually, Ziegler escaping the top of this inning unscathed turns out to be big because the Twins left 2 runners on base.
Yeah.
Outfield is very deep, no doubles. Playing toward left. And Blackburn, here's the 0-1 delivery, taken outside 1-1. The Cardinals beat Florida 6-5 today with a 3-run top of the 8th. Pittsburgh knocked off Atlanta 3-1. Cubs and Astros are tied up 1-1. That's in the 11th inning in Houston. Here we're locked up at 3-3, and now Blackburn throws, and Holliday hits a high pop-up on the infield. Third baseman Creedy coming down, calling for it in fair territory. He's there to make the catch, but the A's tie it up. And we go to the 9th inning at the Coliseum. It's the A's 3 and Minnesota 3. Off in the top of the ninth in a 3-3 tie. Ziegler delivers and misses inside 1-0. So the bottom third of the order, Cuddyer, Busher, and Young against Ziegler. 3 runs, 8 hits, Minnesota. 3-6-1 for the A's. Ziegler comes back and deals inside, and it's 2-0. Nobody throwing in the A's bullpen. Tomorrow night at 7:15 in San Francisco, Vin Mazzaro and Tim Lincecum. The 2-0 is swung on, dribble, foul, straight back, and the count 2-1. Josh Outman against Randy Johnson. 7:05 on Saturday, 1:05 on Sunday. Brett Anderson and Matt Cain.
And Brad Ziegler's got that one area, the inside part of the plate, that he's trying to get the sinker down and in.
He throws the 2-1 to Cuddyer, swung on and missed. 2-2. Sinker that time.
Yeah, got a big double play a couple of days ago, and a pitch that he wanted down and in, finally got it. Fortunately, it went right to Hanahan.
Outfield, a big gap out in right center field. Ziegler throws. Here it is, taken inside. Now the count 3-2. Joe Nathan doing some light throwing in the Twins bullpen in case the Twins take the lead. Here's the 3-2 to Cuddyer, swung on, bounce, foul down the third baseline. Josh Outman, who goes for the A's in the Saturday game, is number 10 in the American League in ERA. 3.17. Zach Greinke, who's pitching tonight for Kansas City against Cleveland, has a 1.55. Now the pitch, and swung on and bounced toward third. Charging Hanahan's got it. Fires to first, high. Barton comes down in the bag for the out, and he got spiked. Hanahan charging, an off-balance throw, fired to first. It was high, and Barton came down on the bag, and I think either he came down awkwardly, Ray, or he got spiked by Michael Cuddyer. And that is out number 1.
The high throw, and he did go up and come down very quickly, and well, Cuddyer running way inside, and he got stepped on. Stepped on his right foot, and you know that's what happens when the runner is inside the baseline. And Cuddyer was on the grass, and as his angle went towards the foul territory in the bag, he got it.
Outside for a ball to Brian Busher. Barton has been outstanding over at first base today. 1-0 the count to Busher, a left-handed hitter. Ziegler throws, and Busher takes outside 2-0.
Got to indent those baseball cleats with steel toes. There's some sort of a metal that protects the toes.
Here's the 2-0 to Busher. That's in for a strike.
Kenji Jojo would like it.
Yeah, boy. Collision right here at the Coliseum at home plate. He's on the DL. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Busher fouls it back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, the good news right now is Kubal's out of the lineup.
That's right.
That's one left-handed bat that's no longer available.
Carlos Gomez ran for Kubal back in the 8th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Busher by Ziegler, outside 3-2. Sean Hann is back up to throw, the left-hander. The A's in the bottom of the ninth. Giambi, Powell, and Barton left switch left. The 3-2 is swung on and missed, and Busher down on strikes off speed at 78 miles an hour. That'll bring up Delmon Young.
If you can't throw a frisbee, you can't hit one. That's pretty tough, but that's exactly what Ziegler did. Way off speed. Might have been a changeup, something, but just, yeah, straight change.
Here's Delmon Young, a right-handed hitter, hitting it foul to the right in the lower deck. 3-3, 2 out, nobody on, top of the ninth.
As Brad gets more confidence, more command of that pitch, it'll help him against the lefties.
Absolutely. They threw it for a strike also. That's not only did he get a swing and miss, but it's in the middle of the plate.
The pitch to Young, an 0-1. Swung on and missed. A big cut and a fastball, 0-2. Craig Breslow is up in the A's bullpen. Tolbert on deck. Switch hitter, then Harris right. Then you have to deal with Mauer. Here's the pitch to Young. Swung on and missed. There's the frisbee, breaking ball away. And Young strikes out. Ziegler, a 1-2-3, top of the ninth inning with 2 strikeouts to the bottom of the ninth. A's 3, Minnesota 3. and doubled. Breslow is throwing in the A's pen. Hen at the belt. He throws, and Giambi takes a breaking ball outside. The outfield is very deep, no doubles. Left field Young is shaded toward left center.
How about no triples?
Yeah. Now Carlos Gomez, for all of his speed, he always plays extremely deep in center field. The 1-0 pitch, Giambi takes low, and it's 2-0.
But I tell you, Ken, is probably too disappointed. Well, a few, but Nick Blackburn, the way he was pitching with 3 runs, he figured that's going to be it. Take it to the house, complete game. But one little mistake, and the A's score 3, and he's out of the game.
Here's the 2-0 to Jason, taken outside, 3-0. A's tied it up on Kennedy's 2-run homer. Got their first run on the single to center by Cabrera. Kurt Suzuki is on deck to pinch hit for Landon Powell. Hen ready at the belt. The 3-0 to Giambi on the way is taken outside in a 4-pitch walk. See if they run for him. Right-hander Matt Guerrero back up to throw in the Twins bullpen. Sean Hen, a 26th round pick of the Yankees in 2000. First got to the big leagues with New York in 2005. Chris Denorfia is going to run for Giambi. So Denorfia pinch running at first. And now the Twins are going to go to the bullpen. So breaking the action, it's going to be the right-hander Matt Guerrero against Suzuki with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning in a 3-3 tie. And we'll come back to the Coliseum after this. Guerrero comes out of the Twins bullpen. The A's and Twins tied up at 3-3 with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. And Denorfia is at first for the A's, and Kurt Suzuki is pinch hitting for Landon Powell. This pitching change is brought to you by Corona Light, the only light beer that's also a Corona. Relax responsibly. Here's Suzuki hitting .276. Will the A's be bunting here, Ray?
Hey, he's got a couple of options. I don't know if he will, though.
Creedy in on the grass at third. He is around a bunt and takes a pitch outside 1-0. So with Sean Hen pitching, Giambi walked. Denorfia ran for him. 3-3, nobody out, bottom of the 9th.
Setting them up. Get everybody charging in, swing away, and find the hole.
Creedy is in on the grass over third. Derek Barton is on deck. Guerrero, first base side of the rubber. Checks to get his sign. Has it now. The set, he's at the belt. And the 1-0 to Suzuki. The pause, around a bunt, and it's dropped down the third baseline, rolling foul. A foul ball on the count, 1-1.
But Kurt's usually very good pinch hitting in these games and hitting walk-offs.
Matt Guerrero got one out last night, the last out of the 8th inning, and got the win. So he's 3-0 for the year with a 3.21 ERA. His 30th appearance. So Suzuki back to the plate. Nobody out. Denorfia at first in a 3-3 tie. Guerrero down to the belt. The set, a throw to first, and Orphy is back. Bright sunshine at the Coliseum right now. It's turned into a beautiful afternoon. Twins got 3 in the top of the 4th on Joe Creedy's home run. The A's got 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Suzuki, right-handed hitter. Now Denorfia leads at first. Guerrero with a 1-1 pitch. Sets, ready, throws, and the bunt in the air to the right, a home plate foul, dropping untouched, and now it's 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Barton is on deck, and then Rajai Davis have to swing away here, Ray.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, although the A's have had a couple of guys attempt to bunt with 2 strikes, but I think it was because Suzuki's bat.
Outfield deep straight away. Playing in the bottom of the 9th inning with nobody out. Guerrero taking his time. First base side of the rubber. Here's the set at the belt. And the 1-2 delivery to Suzuki on the way. Swung on, fouled off his foot, and down he goes. The pitch ran in on him. Down goes Suzuki.
They're not even going to come out to see if he's okay because he has to be.
That's right.
And he might have gotten off the knee. And they are coming out, but Suzuki pinch hitting for Landon Paglia, the catcher. The right knee, right on top.
That's kind of hard to do, isn't it?
Well, the ball was running in on him. Remember last night, Morneau swung at a pitch that was going to hit him in the chest and pulled it foul. But that ball was coming in with a lot of sinking action on it, and Hurt hit on top and right on his knee.
Well, Joe Creedy has missed some time this year after fouling a ball off his left knee. Walt Horn, the A's assistant athletic trainer, is out there along with Bob Guerin. So Giambi, the leadoff walk. Denorfia ran for him. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning in a 3-3 tie. The final game of the 4-game series. The Twins have won 2 of the first 3. Well, he's going to walk it off. The emergency catcher would be Derek Barton, who came up as a catcher in the Cardinals organization. 3 runs, 8 hits, Minnesota. 3 runs, 6 hits, an error for the A's. They've gone to the 4th inning in Chicago, and the White Sox lead the Tigers 2-0. All right, Suzuki back to the plate. A's 3, Minnesota 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Denorfia at first base. Busher holding on the bag. Guerrero at the belt. Mauer sets up outside, and now the 1-2 instead of throw to first, not in time. 12th inning in Houston. The Cubs and Astros 1-1. 9th inning in Milwaukee. The Rockies lead the Brewers 5-1. 7th inning in Phoenix. The Diamondbacks lead the Giants 1-0. In the 4th in D.C., the Reds on top of the Nationals 2-0. Matt Guerrero at the belt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, driven to left, foul. He really smoked it, but it's way foul. And up into the second deck.
If that had been fair, he could have really pulled a Kirk Gibson.
Yeah. Limped around. The Cardinals beat Florida 6-5, and Pittsburgh knocked off Atlanta 3-1. The daytime card around baseball on this Thursday afternoon. Now Suzuki back to the plate. Again, the outfield is very deep. Center field, Gomez maybe a step toward left center. Denorfia leads from first. Guerrero sets. And here's the 1-2 on the way. Inside, hit him. Tried to come inside with a fastball and just plunked him. And now the A's have 2 on and nobody out.
Looked like Zook wanted to kick the ball in the dugout, but thought better of it. Just kind of walked past him. Ron Gardenhire, the picture of frustration in the dugout after 3-0 lead. His starter just breezing. And now he's facing a possibility with a tie score. First and second for the A's in the 9th inning. Move them up, get them in.
So now if you're Barton, are you bunting here, Ray?
I'd say yes. He's got to try to get him second and third, intentionally walk Rajai, and let Hanahan, the Twin Cities native, beat his team.
So walk and a hit batter, 3-3, nobody out, bottom of the 9th. And the pitch, Barton around to bunt and drops it back toward the mound of beauty. Taken by Guerrero, throw to first for the out. 1-3 on the sacrifice. Denorfia to third, Suzuki to second. Out number 1, Rajai Davis coming up.
Now this very deep outfield has to come in. But the way they're up right now, that's not considered being in. They are still very deep.
Would this be automatic that they'd walk him
Not
here?
necessarily. Not necessarily.
The A's got a little bit of a break, too, on that because that bunt by Barton, in retrospect, you look back, his foot was clearly at the batter's box behind home plate as he made contact with the baseball.
And Rajai is not a power threat, doesn't really drive the ball. See how the Twins play this. They're going to pitch to him.
Remember, also Guerrero walked Giambi on 4 pitches, and he's got Hanahan, the lefty, in the on-deck circle, and all those pitches to Giambi, the left-hander, were outside.
So here's the pitch by Guerrero on the way, and it's swung on line to right, base hit, A's win. Rajai Davis on the first pitch he sees in the bottom of the 9th inning, a line drive base hit to right. Denorfia scores from third, and the A's have come back, and they've won it in the bottom of the 9th inning by the final of 4-3. Rajai Davis delivers off Matt Guerrero. So a walk, a hit batter, a sacrifice, and a game-winning hit. The A's have evened the series. They escaped the 4-game series with the Twins at 2-2. A walk-off by Rajai. And Rajai Davis has really had quite a last week and a half.
The important thing about Rajai is getting a chance to play every day. He's using the whole field. You can see a lot more confidence, obviously, by getting a chance to play. And he's using the field, using his speed, playing a great center field, and couldn't be happy for him. And again, a tough decision for Ron Gardenhire. What do? You take a chance of putting him on and maybe Guerrero walking the winning run in. But, you know, the outfield, it didn't matter. The infield was in. That ball just barely made it into the outfield, which was perfect.
No chance for anybody to catch it with the infield in.
No way. But that's a great comeback. That might be one that's so unexpected for the A's to win it, considering where they were through 7 innings with no chance at all to hit Blackburn, and yet win a ball game 4-3. Just doing the same thing the Twins did last night, scoring 4 runs in the last 2 innings.
So 4-3 A's, and back with the totals after this.